While Season 5 in TDU SC failed to deliver in the graphical department, what it managed to do is add a lot of content. And one of the things in that content are the new cars. And in this video specifically, I want to take a look at the DBS Superleggera. See how good it looks, and we can see it looks quite good. I mean, really nice. How good it is at racing, at driving, and how TDU DNA this feels like. So let's go right ahead and buy this car. And immediately we can see it's 5 million solar coins, which is like a quarter of the money I have. So it's quite a lot of money, but the rewards, this update and the economy has generally been improved quite significantly, and honestly I think the DBS Superleggera is worth getting. It's a cool car. It looks absolutely stunning. I mean, look at it. And I'm gonna go right ahead and say it right now. It is pretty TDU DNA, but I haven't driven it and I haven't bought it. So let's go right ahead and buy it. With this amazing music in the background. And starting off with the colors, we have a lot of colors, like most Aston Martins. It's a lot to choose from. Obviously, I'm not gonna go with something blue. Yellow is not really Aston Martin. But yeah, for anyone out there who likes these colors more, maybe this is the way to go for you, and it's nice that there's so many options. It's also cool that every color is actually existent in real life, so I think that's really nice. But looking at the colors, I mean, oh, this purple. Okay, this purple looks very good. Obviously the Aston Martin Racing Green is also really nice, but I already have the Valor in this color, so it's definitely between the Liquid Crimson, how it actually is in the dealership, I should say, and Storm Purple, which looks, man, this looks so good. Wow. I'm dealing with a tough decision right here. Okay, we're gonna go a bit more simple, and I'm just gonna choose the Liquid Crimson because, yeah, it looks really nice. And looking at the interior, I mean, again, a lot of options. Wow, okay. This is bright. This is quite a bit too bright, I would say. Not really my style, but taking a look here, I might go for something really simple. I mean, these whites, yeah, most of these look pretty nice, but honestly, I think I'm just gonna go with something that matches the livery pretty well, and I'm just gonna choose a simple, barely visible red. The red stitching there, it's really nice. And finally, wheels. We have quite a lot of wheels as well. I really like that. Most dealers don't have that many wheels, honestly, but Aston has a lot to choose from. And all of these look pretty nice. What's the difference between these? And this just looks better, doesn't it? And this is barely any difference. And then, yeah, I think I'm gonna take this, I guess. And this is it. I just bought the new DBS Superleggera.
Congratulations. Have fun.
Thank you very much. And yeah, nice animation as usual. I would have enjoyed to actually see the animation of the car getting out of the dealership like TDU2 used to do, but okay, it's at least something. Eventually we'll get there. Unfortunately, it's gonna take some time, but let's hear the sound of it. Wow, that's nice. Wow. Quite a lot more different than the engine start, I would say. And unfortunately a bit too wet around here, but it sounds good. I like that. But yeah, looking at it, it looks like it takes corners quite well, I would say. It certainly feels nice, but it's hard to tell because it also looks like it slips a lot, and I'm not sure if it's because of this car or specifically because of the wet asphalt. So yeah, we're going straight to Ibiza. Unfortunately, it looks like Hong Kong is not entirely weatherproof, you know, it's still raining. It rains much less, I can say that, so they've improved that, I think. It rains less than it used to. It was literally wet all the time now. Sometimes it's wet, but sometimes it's not, so that's nice. So another good change. So as I said, the content in Season 5, amazing, honestly. And it's pretty late right now on Ibiza, and wow, this looks really good. I just want to point out, this is the thing with the graphical issues, is everyone's opinions. My opinion, I have no problem with this game because I'm playing on low settings and it looks like low settings were not affected. I honestly think the game looks better, in my opinion. The reflections of on the car, at least, they look way better. For me, this game is just improved in every single way. But of course, most people have better PCs and better specs than me, so, and of course playing on console and so on, and yeah, they are rightfully mad. I have no reason to be. For me, this is a fantastic update. And what I also want to point out is the first ever right-hand driving car in this game, which is really cool, mostly for Hong Kong fans out there and for British fans. So yeah, this is quite nice, and honestly for Hong Kong it's way better, right? Because yeah, they drive on the left side of the road, so uh, and it's a bit ironic because I'm taking this car to Ibiza, but the island in which it would be more appropriate to drive is, and oh wow, how good this looks. Amazing. Wow. Okay, so the AFK camera, pretty cool. Superleggera there. I mean, we can actually look at the car right now, and I want to say this looks fantastic. This car, and oh, the exhausts. The exhausts. Wow. Fantastic stuff. It honestly surprises me how good the reflections and the lighting looks on low settings. I mean, I know the rest of the game doesn't look that great, but I mean, the car looks just fantastic. Oh, wow. I mean, I'm shocked, honestly. Because again, for me, this is low settings. This is nothing impressive, you know. I don't play this game for its looks, although I should, and I would like to one day, but unfortunately, I just don't have. And okay, it's gone. But this sounds really good, and it looks like it has more pops than the Velour. Yeah, I think the only issue with the Velour was the fact that it didn't have any pops, and the real life car had pops. So this looks to have a bit of the same issue, but it looks like it has more pops. So that's nice. That's really nice and really welcome. And wow, yeah, it sounds quite good. Now what about the racing part? And I just crashed like an idiot. I want to see the racing. So far I'm driving horribly, so forgive me for that, but yeah, it doesn't take corners that well. Medium speed corners, certainly not the best at changing directions, and suddenly, yeah, and it's not interesting so far, interesting. Yeah, it definitely seems more on the Velour side of things. Definitely feels a bit more Velourish. That's the perfect way I can describe this. It feels like it brakes better, certainly, but cornering wise, it looks like it feels like it takes corners similarly to the Velour, in that it's a bit slow. And just, I don't know, goes too deep. I don't know how well you can understand this, but it doesn't feel amazing. It doesn't feel like a supercar, which is also a bit ironic, I would say, because this is not a supercar. It's a Grand Tourer. If I didn't mention this, I really have to mention it, and of course if you didn't see it, it's a Grand Tourer, so I wouldn't expect this car to take corners very well. But the reason it's funny is because, oh, the delivery, okay. Now we have some pop-ups. Okay, we have some pop-ups of missions around you. Okay, I like that a lot. That's really nice. But yeah, what I wanted to say, forgive me, is. But yeah, what I wanted to say is, the Valor is a supercar, and it really feels like this car handles a lot like the Valor. It brakes, I think it brakes better, honestly, but it doesn't take corners that well. And yeah, this feels more in line with the Grand Tourer, and I think this is the right class for this car. I just think the Valor is in the wrong class, because I honestly think this is the most similar car to it is the Valor, or maybe something like the Continental GT. These are fast cars, but also luxury cars, and yeah, that's pretty much what a Grand Tourer is, right? They shouldn't be classified as supercars. And yeah, I think they really messed it up with the Valor, because they made it a supercar, and it's definitely a Grand Tourer, and this car just perfectly shows it. I think they are similar in performance, and it's just unfortunate that the Valor became a supercar, because it's really not competitive in the supercar class. And that's unfortunately the reality, but I mean, what can I say? This is quite a fun car to drive, honestly. I think it feels better than the Valor. I think it's definitely the faster car and the better one. So yeah, in that sense, it's better than the Valor. I think it sounds really nice. I think the sound, they nailed the sound. I think it sounds probably better than the Valor in terms of how accurate it is, because obviously you might like the Valor sound more, or you might like this sound more, but in terms of how well they replicated it, I think this is a bit better, because the Valor still needs those pops. And yeah, the Valor is literally the perfect comparison to this car, so that's why I'm talking so much about it. But I think it's better performance-wise, which is funny because this is Grand Tourer and that's a supercar. But yeah, in general, I like this car a lot. I think it's one of the best cars added in this game. I really do. I honestly think this is an amazing car. It looks very good. It sounds very good. It's a fast car for what it's supposed to be. And I mean, how can you not like a DBS? I don't know. I think Aston Martin is one of the most TDU brands you can have. I just think it is, and that's just my opinion. I think this is a fantastic car to have. The GT3 Vantage is also really cool, so thumbs up from me from that perspective. The Tommaso is also a really nice addition. I think they kind of nailed Season 5 cars. I think it's really nice. I just think it's not enough, but because you obviously have the copy of the Urus, so that's unfortunate. But I really think they nailed the DBS Superleggera. I think this is an amazing car. But yeah, honestly, that's all I can say for this review. Amazing car. Amazing car. Amazing addition. I think it's really TDU. I have nothing to say against it. I want to say, however, I think it's pretty much done with Aston Martins for now. I would love to be right and be done with Aston Martins, even though I love them a lot. There's now so many Aston Martins in the game, You have what? You have the Valor, the DB11, the Vantage, the DB11 Volante, the Vantage GT3. You have the Vulcan, and you have the DBS Superleggera. I think that's like around what, 7, 8 Astons. I think you need to be done with Aston and focus on other brands, because I honestly think this is now the brand that has the most cars in this game. And I'm fine with that. I have no problem with the Aston being the most, but there are brands which have way fewer cars and don't have enough cars, honestly. Brands like Porsche or Audi or BMW. Brands like Audi and BMW really need those sedans which were in the previous games, right? And you really need to have that diversity of cars, because right now you don't really have a lot of sedans, do you, in the game? You have the M4 competition, and and pretty much I pretty much think that's about it. You don't have an S5, an Audi S5, for example. You don't really have any sedans like you used to have in the previous games. And I think this ruins a bit of the game, honestly. You only have fast cars and supercars and grand tourers, and I think that's a bit unfortunate. And I would really like for them to focus on that. I would also like for them to focus on, uh, I don't know, cars like the F50, the Ferrari F50, the Porsche Carrera GT, the Lamborghini Murcielago, because these are some iconic cars which honestly should be in this game. And obviously you have Pagani, which is coming next season, I think. So you have quite a lot of other cars which need to be uh, a priority. But yeah, I still think this is an amazing addition, and I can't wait for other Astons, maybe in year 3, hopefully. So yeah, that's all I can say. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another one. Bye bye.